City of Angels is black and gold. You are listening to the Heart of LAFC podcast. And now, Joseph Zacher.
Greetings, Los Angeles. Welcome to episode 352 of the Heart of LAFC podcast. For this one, we're going to call it They Not Like Us for very obvious reasons as we finally take control of the series against Carson, now with the same record, better goal difference overall, and of course, defeating them in their ancestral home. Yes, it is good to be an LAFC fan. That is for certain. It is good to take control of the rivalry, and it is amazing to see certain players feature at this point in their career, becoming heroes when we need them most. It's good times, that's for sure. Of course, I can't celebrate by myself, so we do have our crew here. We've got Bam, we've got Tony. I know, Bam, you've been fighting it, but you're here. Courageous, sir. How are you?
Yeah, getting a little bit better. Just back to the doctors tomorrow to hopefully find out what's been wrong with me. Currently watching. If you see me onto the side at the moment, just ignore me. I've got the cricket going at the moment and down to the last 3 balls. And if it goes the way it goes, LA is going to win the first T20 cricket match of the year.
Expansion side LA. I have no idea who plays for them, but hey, I guess we got to get a cricket jersey. There it is. Game on. Nice, dude. Nice. Of course, Tony's here too, who's hurting just as much as I am after yesterday's shenanigans. How are you doing, sir?
Like you said, hurting, still trying to survive this long week that just happened. But at the end of the day, after all the blood, sweat, tears, yelling, smoke, inhaling, everything, we're Rose Bowl is black and gold.
Yes, we painted the roses gold. That is exactly what happened. We're of course going to cover the whole match for you guys and preview the next. That's like the main focus. We'll talk a little bit about LAFC too, but yes, we got the victory we needed. Unlike some propaganda, stadium looked about half and half, which was nice to see. Plenty of fans, plenty of supporters. Wasn't a boycott, as some sources like to claim. And we went hard, went loud, went crazy, and we didn't have a tifo, even though somebody else's might have broken on the night. We'll just leave that at that. Fun time, I gotta say. Hot time. The tailgating with everybody was cool. Yeah, July 4th at the Rose Bowl is an experience unto itself outside of a soccer match. But hey, we did it. We survived it. We move on. We stay in first place. Now we start pulling away a bit, which is also a beautiful thing to see. Now it's a true 2-horse race in the West, right? RSL still getting their wins. We'll talk a little about their last game because guess what? We're playing Houston this week, and they just played those guys. So yeah, things are looking up and up. Of course, Matty Bogus is doing Matty Bogus things. Bwanga is still rising in the scoring charts. It's right where we want to be. It's exactly where we want to be. So let's just get right into it. Tony, fun march to the match, right?
Oh, very fun march to the match. We didn't know what was going on. It was, for all you not there, it was a very chaotic way of parking. Luckily, nothing bad happened. Maybe something was said and stuff happened, but that was during the march. I'm not gonna say anything on that. But again, march was fun. Marched in. It was a very hot summer day in July 4th in Pasadena in that valley, so it was pretty the best thing you can not ask for. And everything was leading up really well. Like, I know, as everyone said, like, oh, their bowl is not empty. I'm like, well, most of us were trying to stay outside of it in the shade to survive it. So
yeah,
let's be honest. And also don't drink tea before the game. Just FYI, no ginger before the game. Just a little.
Dude. Yeah, iced. Yeah, I had the tea. I had a lot of the tea before kickoff, actually. Thanks to this guy. So I was doing my best Messi impression with the iced tea. Yeah, that was great. Good tasting stuff. Not what he was drinking though, but
I
yeah,
was
it was
kind
nice
of,
in the heat to stay
yeah.
out of it as best we could. But yes, once the game kicked off, let's be honest. Once the game kicked off, there was no sun to deal with. We were officially in the shade, ready
Mhm.
to perform, ready to do our thing. 32-52, as we were our biggest, we were definitely our loudest. My ears were ringing by the end of this game. People were stepping up. It was good to see. Throughout the stadium, a lot of happy people we got to talk to. It was definitely a good vibe from the LAFC faithful. Better than I think we expected going into this thing, the way it was kind of put together. But hey, we were ready for the game, and so was the team, and that was lovely to see. And the attitude coming into this game was proper by our boys. Now,
Mhm.
who was out there? Who was featuring on the day? Guess what? It's not the most surprising lineup in the world. Of course, we go with our 4-3-3. We had Lloris, we had Murillo, we had Long. Chanel was on the bench. Palencia and Hollingshead, again, experience for your outside backs in this. Sanchez, Tillman, Atuesta. That's our theory, right? That's who's up there. And of course, Kamara was our target man with Bogus and Boanga doing the heavy lifting on the outside there. So that was the lineup. No shock, except the Long Murillo versus Chanot conversation, which, hey, Chanot is still probably not 100%, you could say. So it kind of made sense. You see him later anyway, right? Of course, the 4-2-3-1 was actually fielded by the Galaxy. We weren't too surprised either with what they were fielding. Of course, Trader McCarthy was in goal. Yoshida and Neal were their center backs. Yamane and Aude were their outside backs, with Serio and Delgado as their defensive midfielders. Puig back into it as the attacking midfielder, with Paintshill and Peck on the outside. And of course, Joveljic, the guy who has a history of hurting us from time to time, was up top. So no real surprises here, except Puig is now, of course, back into his old starting role after coming back from injury. So they can't really argue that they didn't have the lineup. It's actually probably the most complete one they've had in a while. So both teams doing what they're doing, both teams rising up for this occasion. You had 1 and 2 taking it on. And so we begin. And I throw this over to Tony with some of the highlights from the first half.
I'm just gonna go right into it. It was 40th minute, a rocket, a Cristiano Ronaldo-esque jumping over players into the back of the net, header goal, and then in the 44th minute, off a trip in the box, penalty by Dennis Bouanga, putting us 2-0 into the half. I just want to get those out there because to talk about the game overall in general,
Yeah.
we came out there with a purpose. Carson did the only player that was actually showing up was Ricky Puig, and everyone else on that team was very, I guess, coming off the heels is the best way to say. They were like a step behind, and we dominated most of that match. I believe, from what I saw, even from the highlights I resaw, it was a very dominant. We were there to win and put it away quickly. You know what I mean? There was some scary moments, of course, and we'll get into that more into the second half of our defense, but our defensive side was very solid of trying to get stuff out of the box blocked. Lloris was on his point for most of the match, except for one little mistake. But again, that was an overall team bounce around, couldn't clear the ball, and it just unfortunately happened. But we'll again come back to that in the second half.
So, yeah, I mean, it looked like the second half could possibly turn into a walkaway game. Like it was such a good report from our crew on what they were doing, what the game plan was, the counterattacks, the transition. They were pretty much bottled up, and we were catching them on the counterattack. And every time we had a rush the other way, it looked dangerous pretty much every time. Were we like going crazy with shots on goal? No, we were picking our opportunities, right? And we were ceding possession, and it was by intent. The game plan was there. It looked proper. Where there was some messy stuff, yeah, of course, we're playing those guys. But it looked right. For the other side, they were pretty much bottled up, especially when they were trying to take our outside backs. It just wasn't happening. They weren't getting around our defenders. They weren't really getting behind them either. We had a few rush options, right? You could say Puig had a crazy run, and got to get slowed up by Palencia to survive it, and had a good save from Lloris in the first half, but that was pretty much their moment. That was their one counter moment where they caught us off. And the guys passed the test, didn't take any dumb fouls, didn't get caught up in that nonsense. They did the job. Now, I will say for their side, McCarthy did play pretty well in the circumstances, had some crazy saves early. He did have some hard ones to make. We had some near misses. It could have got to even more goals against them. But they survived, right? I'm down 2-0. It could have been worse. Honestly, could have been worse. Bam, I go to you. Your thoughts on that first half performance? Because it is a tale of two halves, right?
Oh, definitely. The first half, we got onto the right foot. We kept the pressure going, and there was nothing more we could have done in the first half. Yes, we got the penalty, and the penalty was what was there. But for me, we played the perfect game in the first half.
Yeah, I again, game plan. And of course, there are some people, oh, it's a soft penalty. Like, dude, contact in the box. What else do you want? You stuck your foot out. You caught the guy. That's just how the sport works. Welcome to football. That was going into it. The mindset, the attitude was really, really positive on the supporter side of things at that point. Things were looking pretty good. And of course, as we all know, 2-0 is the most dangerous lead in football. It's the most dangerous scoreline you can have because you're like, we're all one more, and it's 3-0, and we walk away with this, and it's going to be easy. But then you're like, well, if you drop one, welcome to the world of self-doubt. Guess what we decided to do in this game, and it didn't take very long. Tony?
In the 56th minute, Gabriel Peck ends up scoring with an assist. I guess you can call it an assist. It was, like I said, the way the lead up to that one was a misclearance, a mistouch on the ball, a bounce around in the box. They got the ball, quick little pass, one-on-one, super close to the keeper, and put it away. You have to put this away. I don't care. If Lloris makes a great save on that, good on him. But they did what they had to do, and we are down. We're now 2-1, and mind you, I know 2-0 was that, but I still had much confidence in the game and our defense the whole time. Yes, after that goal where we were also on the back foot because they had another opportunity a couple of minutes later to put it away, to put it to 2-2, and they ended up missing, thankfully. And then after that, it was just it was LAFC versus Ricky Pooch, and that's about it because no one else on Carson was showing up. And we almost put it away. Let's just be honest. We almost put it away with another Kamara header, but McCarthy blocked it really well. And, at the end of the day, 93 minutes, 90 plus 3 minutes extra time, whistle blows, and the Rose Bowl is black and gold.
Yeah, ultimately, I will say this. They probably should have tied the game. They had the opening to do so. It was a rough few minutes for them, for our boys. I think they were shocked in the first place because, let's be honest, that first goal was a slop goal. Slop goal. Look, yes, they put some hard work in from the other side to get through that, but it's ping pong, man. The ball's going all over the place. It's bouncing, it's bounding. It could go anywhere. It could cough out to the goalkeeper. That was a messy goal, right? That second one, though, that was pretty clear cut. He could have finished that thing, didn't get the job done. Again, we did have our chances too. We were missing some easy ones in this half, some easy counters. The expected goals, if you look at it, they were there. We should have probably got that third goal. It didn't work, but we survived. And look, you're playing at the Rose Bowl, their ancestral home. You're not going to get the bounces in a place like that. We've had bad history. We've had 2 other games that were horrible there. So you're kind of getting over the hump. But at the end of the day, the job is to put the ball across the line and do one more than the other guy. And that's exactly what we did. That's how rivalry games work. You got to do it any old way that you can. You get the job done. You move on. You celebrate. You get to carry the roses in the case of this game, which they did. Of course, y'all saw the celebrations. Yeah, we'll take it. We'll build on it again and keep on going as we're, 12 matches now without a loss. And we broke their streak. So there goes that. Bam. Watching the second half, I mean, a little bit of nervous time, right?
100%. Like, as you said, 2-0 is the worst scoreline in football. Going at halftime 2-0, worst scoreline in football. I thought that we would keep the same pressure going the second half. looks like we tried to do that, but they obviously had the better team talk at halftime and came out completely different to what we were when what they started with. So, as you said, tell of two halves. We got over the 3 points. McCarthy's never won at the Rose Bowl, so
The guy looking that up. Yes, he has never won at the Rose Bowl. The one guy to lose in both cases was Mr. McCarthy.
yeah. But like that being said, though, like
working out.
looking at how it goes, we've kept our unbeaten streak going, all that kind of stuff too. Hopefully, we can get a hand by Cincinnati this weekend, and they can get 3 points away from Miami, so that way we can be even closer to hopefully getting that supporter shield.
Yeah, the shield conversation is very, very real now. We're right in the mix. It's gonna get interesting, especially with Leagues Cup nearing. And that little break, where are we going to be out by the time we take the break? It would be really nice to really get close before the break happens for Leagues Cup. But it's nice to be in this position where we're at, where we have a player like Hikamara coming in and posterizing our opponent, declaring, of course, the city black and gold, which is his home, right? I mean, this is home for him. Yeah, it's special. And of course, having all the players celebrate, run into the supporter section and integrate themselves with all of us and lead the shalala on top of a big speaker box. That was fantastic from all involved. Again, there's synergy here. There's belief here. It's nice to be a part of this. We're stronger than we've ever been. Let's be honest. This is probably the best I've ever seen from LAFC. Definitely the mindset's the best I've ever seen. There's nobody acting like they have 1 foot out of the door. It's just full buy-in. That's what I'm seeing here. There's none of the hemming and hawing or the conversations about where's this guy, where's this guy. We don't need those anymore. We now have the team to get the job done, and it's only going to get stronger. I just hope the guys coming over can keep up with what we've got going on right now, because it's pretty darn good. I'm happy about it. I know you guys are happy about it. Yeah, there's not, looking at the teams we've played, the games we've won, there ain't much that worries me if they play like this. If this is the approach we're going to do going forward, this team can definitely get to the supporter shield and do more damage. Tony, I think you probably agree with me on that.
Oh yeah, 100%. I agree with you. It just, like I said, it was a very unhappy birthday for McCarthy. Forgot to say that, if you forget. So can't win on his birthday. So usually I'd be sympathetic, but now, you crossed the line. So F off.
Yeah.
But overall, yeah, I agree with you. It was they knew what we wanted. They knew what the supporters wanted for this team, and they showed up. And that's all I have to say on that one.
And I thought Ilie's comment afterward of how they wrote us off and said we weren't going to show up and all that, because that was the rumor going in that 3252 or elements of the 3252 were protesting this match, which was nonsense. That it was going to be all Galaxy at the game and LAFC wasn't going to show up. It all proved to be a moot point. I think the only place where it was like a complete sea of white was the shaded seats. It's the high end stuff. But where the common fan was at, I saw a lot of black and gold. That's what I saw out there. Looked good to me. Passion looked right. Again, the relationship between the players and the fans and all comments were where they need to be. The goals are set. We know what we want to do. It's the proper confidence to have. Man, your overall thoughts on the match?
Overall, good seeing Kai Kamara score against Carson. Looking at that, it was like he scored against every team that he's played against in MLS. So, we're getting up there. We're going to keep this pressure going. Yes, we've got a lot of games coming up in a short period of time. Yes, there's only a couple of days break before our next game against Houston in Houston. So that we're just going to keep the pressure going. This is a team that at the moment, yes, there'll be some changes coming. I'll be surprised if we don't lose a certain player during this time too. Someone that might be going back to Europe, which if they do, hopefully we can get him back on loan till their season starts. so that way you can stay match fit and all that kind of stuff. But looking at it, we'll keep the pressure going. What we're doing, I can't see anyone in the West stopping us at the moment. As long as we keep playing how we're playing, don't get any bad red cards for players have to miss, no bad injuries. I don't see who in the West can beat us right now.
No, when we're in form, there, I'm not even remotely. I'm with you. I'm not even remotely concerned. It's our performance that's going to carry us, but man for man, like for like, looking throughout the entire Western Conference, we have the most depth. We have the most on offer. Our defense looks pretty stellar at the moment, especially if guys can stay healthy, which I believe we've been doing pretty good with getting guys back out of injury. De La Valle is now coming back, but of course he's probably not going to feature for the top side for a little while. But things are looking the right way, and also you've got Open Cup promising, to be something that could be a good run for us too. Yeah, it's nice to be an LAFC fan right now. That is for certain. It is good to be an LAFC fan, but we've got a job to do, and it's a long season. Y'all know that. Let's take it and enjoy it for what it was, because man, that was good. That was real good. I do see some comments. I think I'm gonna Tony, go for it, sir. Before we go to the comments.
Forgot to mention about Tillman's yellow card. So we don't have him for the next game. I know we'll bring it up in that, but he did get the card this game. So out of all the times to get it, I'm okay with this at this certain time.
I mean, look, if you would have got it the game before Pasadena, we would have lost him for this match. So thankfully he survived the match before and we got him where we needed him the most. That's okay. We have others that can step up. We do. We're okay. We'll be fine. Because that's the only thing we're gonna missing, right? We'll get into that later. All right, let's see where the comments are at. You guys look like you were having some fun. I saw a lot of you guys at the game, that's for sure, and that was good to see. Let me see. Jumping from the top. Yanni Angel says LA is black and gold, without question. Falcons is what's good, fam. Jose Bernal says, we are Los Angeles. Ahoo, ahoo, ahoo. Yes, that's always fun to do. Jose Bernal, they not like us. They never were. Mendo on here says, what's up, Bam? Joseph, Tony, all the Heart. Hey, we're happy to all be together again for an episode. I know it's been a little hodgepodge for us due to health and a million different things, but we're all together. My Saraceli, who did prepare our LAC to report, I will say this, as she's doing Copa America duty and MLS duty at the same time and beyond busy. So shout out to her. We did see her before we came on today, guys. And she prepared us for LAFC too. Jose Bernal says, best play, Pogus, break the defender's legs. Always. It's so good to see. Daniel Angel said Allen Iverson style. I love the basketball references, by the way. We're talking about Allen Iverson style for that. We're talking about Kamara posterizing the defender. Oh my God. Good comparisons. Mendoza didn't plan on going, but had to pull up and support the 3252. And that, my friend, is how it's done. It says I sat behind that incident during the anthem, and Tony came through to break it up. Yeah, that was not cool. And also says McCarthy was their MVP last night. I agree. He kept them in this thing. Daniel Hill says Palencia, my man of the match, left his side, make game-saving plays, put a little swag on him. I mean, the play against Puig, I mean, that changes the whole game, right? If that goes in, all bets are off on this one, right? That was bad news. That break was tough to deal with. Good thing is he didn't have the necessary support to break off and burn us on the play. Which, usually you gotta have some guys throwing some support, but they didn't get it. Ox in the mix. Yo, there you go. LO Trash came out with the black and gold hearts. We got Jose Bernal talking about the team performance. Yes, it was good. Mendes says Wanga's footwork and Kamaro's aerial battles. Who's stopping that? Yeah, add in the long range shots that we're hitting from time to time to keep people honest, and it's all fun from everywhere. Mendes said Long had a couple head scratches, beginning to say, "Yeah, our guys came out a little flat." Or I would say, a little bit surprised by the approach of the Galaxy in the second half because they did do things a little differently. They made some adjustments, that's for sure. Ox said, yep, saw more black and gold than anything, especially TV side. I'll put that out there, especially TV side. Mendo said Atuesta long shot hit the post. Did John get a fingertip to it? Would have been awesome. What it looked like to me, like, yeah, there was a little bit of a brush from McCarthy, and then it clanged the bar. So that's what I could see. At least I thought it was. On the replays, it looked like that. You gotta understand. For us, I watched the game again when I got home in the middle of the night last night, because energy's there, right? You gotta get through it. But from what I saw, yeah, that's kind of what happened. Those of us in the stands, though, this is how bad it is at the Rose Bowl. If you're in the supporter section, the goal line, you can't see. You can't see the goal line on your side. It's just sponsor boards. So you have no idea of something like what. So when Kamara had the header stopped by McCarthy, for most of us, it looked like he scored. We had to wait because you didn't see it, and the ball went down, and then you're like, did he? And you're waiting for the net to make a movement, and there was no movement of the net. So you're like, okay, yeah, it didn't happen, but you can't see it. The sidelines in that stadium are horrible, so you miss a lot. That's for sure. Yeah, Ox is talking about Tillman being out. Yes, he is. Mendo says looking forward to Columbus and Salt Lake at home. Those matches will be electric. Yeah, I've been waiting ever since the snow game to get RSL. I'll just throw that out there right now. I want those guys bad, especially after that snow game. We need our revenge. Let's see. Julio Zepeda Jr. says Galaxy mascot did not like that post of him in the cage. I'm sure he didn't, but it was fantastic from all involved. Hats off to you. That was fantastic. That's not an owl in the cage, everybody. Fantastic. Wolf is all good evening, Black and Gold family. What a celebration. Yeah, it was. LAC Wolf on long. Did he get injured? He didn't look injured in the celebrations. I can tell you that. He came through. Yeah, he seemed okay after the game. I think he's okay. And then there's Ox having a good laugh, which we all had a good laugh. Well done, media team. You did good, LAC media team. And yes, the celebration was bonkers. It was. We'll just talk about that. Absolutely bonkers. As the players jumped into the 32-52 and we invaded the kill zone. I don't know. I remember I was jumping from. There's like a black tarp over it, but you could see a little bit of silver lining where the benches were at, and I'm just kind of skating down that, going down it with everybody else to rush to the front. And I was just wondering when I was going to eat it. I'm like, oh, that's going to be a long night if I fall. Didn't fall, thank God. And then got pinned to the front. It was a crowd crush, and then the players came over, and that was just all fun times. That was a great celebration, right, Tony? That was insanity at the end there.
Oh yeah, that was just everything we needed, and they knew how to celebrate the right way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It wasn't about them. It was about us. That was the way they approached it, which they did all the hard work, man. Like, they did the job, but their response was to come to us. And that, again, it's LAFC faithful. It's LAFC vibe. It's what we do. We have the right character players, you could say, guys with the right mindset to know how it's done in a club, to make sure that happened. And yeah, the all-in vibe was fun. And did you notice in the Shalala how much Matty Bogus likes the Shalala? He likes the Shalala. He wants to lead it every time. You can kind of tell that. Good on him though, because he figured out. He knows what it sounds like and how it sounds. So good on him for that too. Yeah. Be happy, guys. Take the time to smile on this one. This one was one that's gonna live for the ages in the rivalry because he finally took them out in their own original house. Beautiful times, that's for sure. Oh, yeah. Zepeda wants to know how old is Kamara? He's 41, right? 41? Yeah. It's crazy, man. He was class of like 2005 at Dominguez Hills, man. He's been around. Like, it's amazing to see how he seems to be getting better now as we keep going. It's crazy.
No, he's still 39. He's not quite 40 yet.
Is he?
Yeah, he's
Oh, okay. I think it's over
No.
40.
No, not yet. It's 39. Born
We'll
1st of
take it.
September 1984.
Dang, check him out. Okay. 39. So he still has like, hey, that hopefully he signs for another year then, right? Go for the record, man. Go for the record. That's what we want to see. And Bam, do you know how many goals he needs for that? 'Cause I know it's a ways still, right?
Yeah, pretty sure it is ways. Give me one quick moment.
Yeah, he's gonna look that up for you guys right now. Oh yeah, Daniel Hill brought this up. He says, "Seeing players participate in multiple chants means the world of me as a fan, dude. Really, the buy-in is beautiful." Ox, you're right. He's 39. I am wrong. Wolf said, second game plays a full 90. That's the other thing. Dude's playing full 90s and getting better every freaking week. It's beautiful to see. It really is.
He needs 24. The record is 171. He's on 147.
Yeah, it's a hard one. That's a hard one. Yeah, he'd need another season at least. Unless he goes on a tear that he's on right now and just keeps going with it. But as certain players come to town, that's going to be hard to do. So we will see.
Well, not necessarily. If certain players can keep feeding him.
And they are. Yeah. Again, this is really nice to be an LAFC fan right now. Of any team we've had, this one is, this one's fun. This one's just fun to watch. Julio Zepeda Jr. says Hugo Lloris also participated in the chants, which is awesome. Yeah, I should know that. I had to lift him up on the wall. I was the one that grabbed him and got him up there. Yeah, him and Chanot and did a proper balancing act on that with their cleats. I credit to them. That was a little risky but beautiful, all in the same. So yeah, that was fun. Again, the buy-in's there, guys. The guys know it. They know why they want to be there. They're loving being a part of this organization. The buy-in is real, guys. Again, I don't have anybody with that mindset of kind of feel like guys got half foot out the door. You don't see it with these guys. It's good. All right, let's move on to some other fun stuff, guys. Of course, LAFC 2 has a match coming up, so let's talk about that one as well. LAFC 2 update times. Basically, they're back on the road this weekend. They face St. Louis City 2 on Saturday, 4 p.m. Pacific time kickoff. Match, of course, on Apple TV. We'll keep you guys updated as to how that goes as we go back on again next week. Another early pod. Yep. That's where we're at. So there it is with your LAFC 2 update. Now, I think Tony's ready for this. We do have a game this weekend, so I know the community update is going to be a lot about that. You ready for it, Tony? Community news?
Yeah.
There we go. Community news.
As you know, it's a quick turnaround, and I totally forgot there was a game Sunday because, again, there's a focus on like a certain game. So I was going to see how fast these were going to get out, and they get out pretty quickly. So Expos is going to have one at Creature Comfort. Kickoff is at 5:30 at 5:30. Just FYI, the address is 1124 South Julian Street, Los Angeles, California. Pride Republic's gonna have them at High Tops Los Feliz, 1714 North Vermont, Los Angeles, California. Black Army will be at Mount Lowe Brewing Co., 150 East Street, Joseph Street, Arcadia, California. D9U and Cuervos will be at Doghouse Beer Gardens, North Burbank. That is 3019 North Hollywood Way, Burbank, California. And Empire Boys will be at Rowdy's Brewing Crow at 1002 6th Street, 6th Street, Suite A, Rancho Cucamonga, California.
There we go.
That is all for community news for now, because it's, again, such a quick turnaround because of last night's theatrics.
Watch party fun on Independence Day weekend. Definitely go out and have a good time, guys. Celebrate a bit more from our last victory, and of course, prepare for Houston. We don't have a great history playing in their house, so we got to get ready for this one. That's for sure. So yeah, go out there and have a good time with everybody. I guess that brings us to the Black and Gold Vinyl Club Minute. You know, you see the show title. Are we just gonna go with it? Is that what we're gonna do?
Yes.
All
Yes.
right, and that's what we're gonna do.
Or
So
there's another
yeah,
one I have, but we can go for that one
okay.
first.
All right.
And
So the first
the,
one would be Tony. You want to lead this one? You want me to do it? Want to go for it?
Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Because they
Not
ain't.
Like Us. Because they ain't. Shout out to, what was it, Expos? They had the whole like album cover play up with the
Mhm.
Rose Bowl. So yes, Kendrick Lamar destroying another rapper, right? Drake. And we're just destroying Carson. So it's a good fit. It's a real fit. So yes, They Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar. What else you got to say, man? I mean, I think that makes the most sense for the moment. It's real. It's real. Of course, you got another one, Tony. Which one? Which one did you want to throw out there as well?
Kiss by a Rose by Seal.
Kiss by a Rose from the Batman soundtrack, right? And that was from?
Yeah. Rose Bowl, roses. Why not?
Yeah, Denny Bouanga, running around with a rose in his mouth was pretty freaking awesome, I gotta say. Whoever had the idea to break out the roses, good on you guys, man. Kiss by a Rose. Better than getting slammed upside the head by it, because we did that last time. So take it. Yeah. All right. Good on them. Got the job done. Guess what? We're keeping this thing moving. We're moving right into the match preview, because why would we not do that? LAC's traveling to Houston. Yep, they're visiting, having a little bit of a reunion with Latif Blessing and one other we'll talk about. Yeah. So I got to play Houston, who's been looking proper. They had a loss against RSL last game, but before that, I think they were on a 6-game unbeaten streak. So, including wins against Charlotte and DC. I think they tied Sounders and Atlanta, if you're looking at the last few games. But they're starting to look a little bit more put together as a side. They've got an 8-6-7 record, 30 points. Couple things bolstered onto that lineup, and they'll be fine. There's something there. They're always scrappy. We already know that. So yeah, not a team that we can laugh at. Not a team that we can assume we're going to get a result. Because guess what? This team, every time we get comfortable, has a way of humbling LAFC. We've had a few moments, Open Cup moments, league moments. They have a way in their house of getting to us. So not an easy game, that's for sure. Bam, are there any names we should be looking for going into this match?
Going into the match, with the player availabilities, they are missing some players. So going by what's out there at the moment, you got Mackenzie Gaines, who's a questionable. You got 3 players that injured, they've been out for a while, and you also got I'm gonna butcher the name, Casagila out on international duty.
Yep.
They are also missing Franco Escobar with suspension. He's done a Tillman. He got too many yellow cards.
When does he not have too many yellow cards? That's kind of the Escobar way. I missed out about him. I do. I love Escobar. He did good for us. Burned us the last time we played Houston, though. That's for sure. But he's not there, guys. So one guy that's really good at like holding a grudge won't be at the game. Okay. Of course, there's a one recognizable face, like I said, Latif Blessing, who got a start last game. I know, and he's been scoring goals. He's there. He's been there. He's in fact their second leading goal scorer this season with 5. What? Yeah, that's right. Latif Blessing is finishing 17 games, 5 goals. Y'all remember that, Latif? The other guy, of course, is Abraham Ayew. I think I said it right. 6 goals, and that's their leading scorer with 6. Can you see where they need to improve? Yeah. Sebastian Ferreira's got 4. Kowalczyk has 4 or 3, and then a bunch with like 2 or less. In terms of assists, Bassi 8, Karaskia 5. Watch out for Karaskia. He has his moments. Ayew with 4, Dorsey with 3, and Artur with 2, and then they've got about 12 or 11 players that have contributed to the scoring with assists. So one name I didn't mention a lot was Hector Herrera. He does have a goal and 2 assists this year. He's still there doing his thing, leading things, but production isn't the greatest, even though they are still getting results. Possible lineups, because there are some missing faces. I know last game Some of us got a chance to see what was going on with that, but basically they played on the 3rd day before, and they lost 3-2 to RSL at RSL. In that game, I mean, there was some really funky stuff that went on, some big mistakes on their end. They gave away some stuff. Let in a banger by Luna in the game, I will say that. But there was one where the ball came back to the keeper, and he probably should have come in more aggressive on it. And he did kind of the Keystone Cop thing, where three players looking at the ball, and one guy attacker slips through and puts one away. So they look just sloppy. They look sloppy in this game and ended up losing it 3-2. I'd expect a bounce back performance. In that match, they played a 4-2-3-1. How familiar is that to all of us? Clark, of course, was in goal. Sviatchenko and Michael were their center backs in that game. Dorsey and Escobar were the outside backs. Of course, we know that Escobar is out for the next one, so he won't be doing anything there. Artur and Herrera were their defensive midfielders. Bassi, of course, was their attacking midfielder, with Blessing and Aliyu as their outside midfielders. Kowalczyk as the target man. I think the game before that, Ferreira was up top. Bassi was your attacking midfielder, and Blessing and Leo still were the outside midfielders. Center backs were exactly the same. Outside backs were exactly the same. So their big question mark is going to be who replaces Escobar in the lineup. That's a hard loss for them. They're not deep like we are. So that's going to be a hard ask. I keep looking at the lineup going, well, who the heck could it be? Who the heck could it be? I think they got some real issues here. Did they change the lineup? Did they go with 3 in the back to adjust? Because there are some players that could probably pull that off. I think Tate Schmidt is a player that came off the bench in the last game, another center back. So what are they going to do? Is Aliyu going to drop back? Is Blessing going to play as a defender? I highly doubt that. But yeah, they've got some questions, that's for sure, and some missing players due to international duty and injuries. So, Bam, your thoughts on how do you think they're going to shift for this game?
I think they're going to have to throw someone in there that hasn't played there for a while. Like Stairs was in there as a left back, but he's out injured. So for that position, it's going to be a new face. That's all I can think of, because going by either Escobar or Stairs, you don't have either of those ones. So looking at their squad for left back, it's hard to say who it would be.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mystery. Quite literally a mystery. Could Latif Blessing, remember those days, guys, get dropped to the back and then they move their Dorsey to the left side? I mean, is that something? Or will they play with, wing backs? 3 center backs and some wing backs. That could be an option for them too. But hey, big questions for them, big concerns, and something they haven't gotten used to. What does that mean for us? That means Matty Bogus is going to have a field day on that side of the field, we hope. That's what we hope. There's no guarantees, man. You're playing Houston. It's hot and boggy down there. Not easy. Now, our lineup could be a shake-up lineup as well. We've got short rest, going on the road, and an Open Cup game in the middle of the week. And we're not going to throw a bunch of kids against New Mexico because, well, they're giant killers. They took out RSL. We'll talk about that one later, of course. So what are we going to do? I think that's the bigger question, is how do we shuffle the lineup? I would expect a somewhat shuffled lineup in this game. I don't think you're just going to go straight into what you had before, and you can't because there's a suspension of Tillman. So I'm going to go to you, Tony, on this. Your backline situation. How are you shifting things for this one? What should we expect in this case?
So Palencia is a for sure. Like I said, he's somewhat young, so it's an easier way. Murillo, I would say Murillo. The long situation may be the question. Again, older, doesn't have the younger legs. Probably a sub on that one. So I would probably have to go with Segura on that one.
You think Segura gets a start for this one?
Has to.
I mean, he came in and did a good job against the Galaxy, right? I mean,
yeah.
He keeps coming in as that late defensive lockdown type player.
Mm-hmm.
But now you're asking him to go from the start, so it's a hard ask. Do you think he's going to get the start in this one?
Well, I don't. Again, if like Long was a lot younger, and he probably would have done it, but unfortunately, with age, recovery is not our greatest weapon. So I would have to go with him, and then the right. It's I think you'll kind of actually no. You can put in
We're okay
Campos.
on
Yeah,
the left
yeah,
side. We're fine on the left side.
yeah.
I mean, looking at the players available, and yeah, Campos. I think Campos is kind of the guy to start this game. I don't doubt that for a second. That he starts at left back. Hollingshead's got kind of beat up in this game anyway. So
Mhm. Yeah, I was gonna
the
say.
man, you can split sides if we need to, but this would be a good game to let Hollingshead get limited minutes. Bam's nodding his head. You agree? This is Hollingshead's best game?
Yeah, Hollingshead's going to rest, and I'm going to throw another change in there.
Okay.
I'm going to have my back line is going to be Palencia.
Okay.
Okay. Hollingshead's also going to get a rest, so it'll be Campos.
Okay.
Murillo
Okay.
is going to sit.
Mario sits.
Okay.
Chanel comes in.
Chanel and Long.
Oh.
Ooh, that would be lock it down. I think Chanel's a starter I'm with you. I think Chanel is a starter this game.
I think
it makes
Murillo
sense.
played the full 90. Long came off in the 69th, so I reckon Long's going to start with Chanel. That's going to be for the first half. Then at halftime, seeing how things are going, there might be a change. But I reckon for at least the first half, Palencia, Chanel, Long, Campos.
I can see it. Makes sense. It does make sense. Murillo, though, yeah, I mean, he's been so locked in.
He has been locked in. He has been good, but the short turnaround.
Yeah, who do you want to feature against New Mexico? Right? Is that that's your thought? Who gets the feature?
No, not that though. I just think the short turnaround. It was a battle. Yeah. A lot of our players are beat up. Hollingshead, especially our back line, that was so good and got so beat up. I think there has to be a little change there, and that's the change I'd be making.
Hey, the other thought, if you're talking about New Mexico down the line, Murillo and Segura together again against New Mexico could be a real thing. Could definitely be a real thing. That isn't fantasy. That's probably what you'll see. So seeing Segura come off the bench with limited minutes in this game would probably make a lot of sense. So you might be onto something. All right. Bigger questions. Our midfield. We already know Tillman's out, so we got to fill a hole. But will Ilie play in this game? Will Atuesta play in this game? I think Atuesta is kind of a guarantee. He's in the lineup. But does Ilie get a rest in this, or we just keep him going?
Ilie plays the first half.
All right. There it goes. Ilie plays first half. What about you,
First
Tony?
Half.
Second half, Ilie comes in.
Ooh, okay. All right. Now, who's your starting lineups then for your midfield? And I'll go to you back to you, Bam. Starting lineup midfield.
Atuesta, Ilie, Duenas.
I like it. Tony?
Atuesta, Duenas, and Bogusz.
Right into it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go. I like it. I know. I understand where you're going on this because you can shift them back up as necessary, right? You can move things around the second half. I can see that.
See, I got Bogusz dropping back in the second half,
which we've done like multiple times this year. So, and I'm more on Bam's thought is that Bogusz stays up top in the first half, tries to nick one, especially knowing that they're weakened on the left side of their defense. You want to take advantage of that early. You want whoever is there, whoever they're going to throw to the Wolves in this game, you want to test that in the first minute. You're going to go there. How could you not, right? And Bogusz his form is just there right now. But yeah, I think honestly, I have a feeling Ilie starts anyway. Because why the hell? Yeah, it'll be Atuesta, Ilie, and Duenas as your midfield. and then Ilya gets shifted out pretty early as a substitute, 60th minute or so. Bogus drops back, and we can have fun with the young players doing some work in that hot heat out there. Because it's going to be gross. And up top, I think that could be another interesting situation. I think it'll be the same guys, because when you have attacking players on a roll, you just don't want to jack that up. That's some juju you don't want to mess with. I think it stays the same. Tony, you think it's staying the same? You're
What?
dropping one back already. So
Yeah. I'm like, I'm
so who do
already
you
drunk.
think's going up top?
Bouanga, Ordaz, and Angel. You already knew my thought process of what was it going to be up there.
Yeah. I mean, on Hell again, he's produced. So
Yeah.
there's something there. And Ordaz is, one of our scrappy do players. So it's always good.
See, I got Angel coming in at halftime.
Yeah.
For Ilya, which drops Bogus back. I also don't see Kamara starting it either. I'm saying Ordaz gets the start.
What happened to Mueller, guys?
He's injured, remember?
Okay, he's hurt. So is he listed as injured?
Mm-hmm.
No.
They listed him? Okay.
Is he still, or is he actually? Because last time I saw he was questionable.
No. So going by the MLS, which they updated today, all we have is Oliveira and Delaville out.
Okay. All right. He could feature too in this game, but I got to be honest, Angel's been looking the part, Ordaz has been looking the part. Duenas has been looking the part when they get out there.
Miller was looking the part when he was coming in, but then of course little injury bug hit him. So if anything, he comes in second half. I can see that.
We have the luxury of not having to force these guys,
Mm-hmm.
Which is nice. So for me, I still think Kamara is going to start because, have fun with that. But for his own health, it probably would be wise not to.
Yeah, I'm going
rest the man.
39 years old, played a full game, and for me, I reckon
2 straight games, right? Full 90s, 2. Yeah, that's a hard ask, isn't it?
And then 3-day turnaround. Now he gets to work. He gets to rest.
And I mean, I'm voting for Angel for the start, man. Let's just go for it.
I'm even going to say Kamara, Hollingshead don't even travel. They stay.
That would be nice. Just let them rest. They've earned the rest. I mean, they've earned so's Ilya, but I think he's the kind of guy that he never wants to come out. Unless he can't move, he wants in the game, And I think the guys want him there. Kind of know so, right? Should be interesting, but don't be surprised if we go off with a wonky lineup in this one. Just because they're tired. It was one hell of a game this week. It's been two tough games. And next week gets crazy. We got a midweek match. Pile till we get the Leagues Cup. It's gonna be busy. So we shall see. Should be interesting. I see a couple comments from you guys. Let's throw those out there as well. See what you guys are thinking as we get into this mix. Yeah, man. Daniel Angel's already said it. He says basically games every 3 days until Leagues Cup break, something like that. It feels like that. That's for sure. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard on the boys. Dave Gomez, 2 matches in a week. Am I dreaming? Right. We're getting back to CONCACAF flashbacks, aren't we? Scary. Daniel Angel, is there any team that changes their stadium name more than Houston? Nope. Hey, got to keep that money flow. Take anything you can get. Be hilarious. But yeah, they got to do what they got to do. Mendo says this podcast comes through as I work evenings. Thanks, fellas. Also, when are we getting a scrimmage game between Heart of LAFC and Defenders of the Bank podcast? I mean, I'm kind of retired. I'm just gonna throw it out there right now.
I'm gonna throw it out there. Like what I can see happening is when I get back over there, hopefully sometime next year, is it will be us defenders all meet up at a bar somewhere or a pub, play some darts, play some pool, and just do a pubs game tournament. Yeah, do a pubs game tournament.
Yeah, a little bit of foot golf, maybe something like that. I don't know. We'll figure it all out. But yeah, I mean, we could make an all podcast team. I mean, that would be hilarious. All podcasts. Let's go. Everybody. The whole pod fam. Happy foot, sad foot, all of them, right? Let's go. Yeah, it's on. That's for sure. Yeah, it'll be fun when we get all together, all of us together. But yeah, I think the international trade deadline's passed for podcasters, so we gotta wait a little while until it opens back up for BAM. Yeah. Kickball Pod says, what did Bogus do to Aude? I don't even remember what he did.
He crossed him over. Yeah, he
crossed him. That was that one, the break of the ankles.
Yeah.
That was the dying man on the floor. Okay.
Yes.
Forgot
he died. He died.
He
I
died.
wish
Rest in peace.
Bogus scored.
Wonga left his rose right where he died. Kickball Pod says also Mueller, Calbactus baller. He is a baller, man. We like that guy. He's cool. Yeah, definitely. And as he says, he's a homie for you, Kickball Pod. So love it. All right. So we think we've got our preview down. Houston, of course, I don't want to call it a trap, but it's not an easy one. It's hot. It's humid. It's ugly. We don't play well over there. We never play well over there. I don't know what the heck that's about. Probably because it's hot and boggy. But they got to get the job done. Even if we get a draw, it's still good. But hey, man, we got a streak that we're on, and why will it up? We're playing good right now, so we keep moving. That's for sure. All right, boys. Is it time to wrap it up? Everybody's ready for it? Yeah, let's get this bad boy wrapped up. Of course, what do we do when we close things out? We talk about final thoughts and the takeaways of life and football. Since he's not ready for me to ask him, I'm going to ask him first. So, Tony, final thoughts.
Easy final thoughts. Stay hydrated this July 4th weekend. It is a hot one, as you notice at the Rose Bowl, and overall today as well. Just stay hydrated. Go have some fun. The Euros are being very interesting. More for us other people than the person below me. But besides that,
yeah, because VAR, of course, now doesn't work conveniently, but whatever.
Anywho, catch some Copa America games as well when you get the chance, and Leagues Cup is coming up, so is US Open Cup, so let's get prepared for those. But again, if you ever need to reach out and have conversations with buddies, just you're more willing to reach out to me, myself, Bam, or Joseph if you ever need someone to talk to about anything, sports, football, international play, how VAR is inconvenience to certain teams, whatever you want to do. But that is my final say for the day.
There we go. How much jersey can a man pull before a call is made? I don't know. Guess never. Whatever. Bam, to you, sir. I know I'm now grieving, but go for it, man.
Final thoughts, yes, Joseph, commiserations on not getting through any further in the Euros, but at least you got as far as Ronaldo did. Without he didn't even score a goal. Hopefully, going into the next round of the Copa Americas, Argentina gets knocked out. Hopefully, we all pray for that. I'd like to see some of these other teams get through that haven't been through for a while into the finals or ever. Especially
Go
teams
Canada.
that 100% get on the Canada bandwagon. Especially with Jesse Marsh in charge over there, keep pushing the foot down on the U.S. men's national team because it's always fun seeing them lose.
They earn it.
Also, going with what Tony said, remember, conversations can save a life. Mental health is a huge, huge problem, not just in Australia, in America, all around the world. Silence is a killer. Reach out to your friends. If you're feeling down, reach out to us. We're happy to talk about anything. Hey, at the moment with the AFL going on, if you want to learn about that, reach out to me. I'll send you some games to watch, and I will talk you through the rules and all that kind of stuff. You'll sit there going, what the hell's going on? But we can do it. Reach out to your friends, to your family. Talk to them, have a drink with them, go for a drive, go for a walk, especially in the sun. If you do go for walks, stay hydrated and just look after each other.
There we go. Maybe talk to Bam about a Los Angeles cricket team that, what? Yeah. Did they win? Did they at least win?
Yeah, they did. So the Los Angeles cricket team is called the Los Angeles Knight Riders, and they end up beating the Texas Super Kings by 12 runs.
Just let it go, Joseph.
Woo.
Let it go, Joseph.
Hey,
pitcher is Michael Knight. What? Bowler,
Hey,
I should say. Bowler is Michael Knight.
the Los Angeles Knight Riders' next game is against the San Francisco Unicorns.
What the hell
Bro.
are these names?
These are the greatest names ever. It's like Trey Parker and Matt Stone doing basketball, man. Like,
And
these
the
names
good
are
thing
out
is
there.
it's T20 cricket, so it's over nice and quickly. Other teams that are in there are the Washington Freedom. You got a team from New York.
Wait, Washington Freedom's from like
We've
the
heard
East
this
Coast,
one.
right?
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
Okay.
'cause-
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
'Cause I hope it was from the East Coast.
Yeah.
If it's
DC,
Washington.
DC.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. And you got Seattle Orcas.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're the teams that are currently in the Major League Cricket. So first game just kicked off today. We'll have
That's
2
short
games today,
form
sorry.
cricket, right? That's the
Yeah,
short
T20.
version.
Yep, shortest
go.
form there
Okay.
is.
Well, we're ballers in that, so it's okay. We
Exactly.
beat teams like Pakistan. Like, come on now.
You beat one of the world's best teams. You know, you made it to the knockouts. You got further than Australia did, so that's good.
Oh, one more thing to get addicted to.
America.
Thanks, Bam. Thank you, Bam, for starting this addiction. Now I gotta figure out where the hell they do these things. But I know T20 is a traveling tournament, so that's fun. There we go. That's cool. All right. Final thoughts. All right. I guess Tony, what you got?
Oh, nothing.
Nothing. Okay. He's adding in. So we good? Am I closing this thing out? Are we calling this last call?
Let's
All right.
call it.
My
No,
final thoughts. Are you going to do yours?
no, I did mine. What are you talking about?
You're good. All right. It's me. I'm half asleep, guys. This is how things go. So here we are. Final thoughts. Hydrate like Tony says. Sleep like I tell y'all because I need to sleep. Enjoy your weekend. Milk that win all you can until a game on Sunday, and then milk it as well at the watch parties. Have fun with that. And every time you see somebody with the Carson jersey, just laugh a little bit as their empire continues to crumble because it's fun. It's so much fun. Yes, for the rest of you guys, look out for each other. Don't hesitate to talk to us. We love the conversations. I had some really cool ones at the Rose Bowl. Love you guys and what y'all do, what you're building. It is definitely special. It rubs off. We see it in the culture that we've all built together. So, yeah, good on all of you guys, and of course, enjoy your weekend. Final word, Tony.
Oh, it's a couple final words. It's gonna be a little bit longer. Sorry about this. Old Rose Bowl is falling down. Ricky Pooch is a fucking clown. Haven't won since we got here. We love drinking Carson. Cheers. Stay golden, Los Angeles.
It's better than a torn tifo. It's better than a torn tifo. And I'll leave it at that. Bam, final word.
They don't like us. Stay golden.
There we are. And I guess it's my turn to call this one. That's right. We are done, folks. Stay golden, Los Angeles.
Thank you for listening to the Heart of LAFC. Make sure to leave us a rating and review on iTunes or Stitcher. Shoulder to shoulder, the black and gold is taking over.